Alright, hello everybody, welcome to, well I guess this isn't something we welcome you to, but this is the Fe7 tier list. My name's Klauz, and we're gonna be making the tier list of Fe7. So this is the second tier list I've done. First one I did was Shadows of Valentia, and we had a lot of controversial takes there, so maybe we'll have a few here, but I think Fe7 is a lot more straightforward to go through. It's pretty much common knowledge who the best units are and who is not as good, so yeah, I think this video is going to be a lot easier. I chose Fe7 because, well, you know, it is straightforward, and I have played it a few times, and I'm also playing it now, so, you know, maybe like a bit of cross-promotion. I'm doing an Ironman run. It's been going pretty well. Recently I just had my friend on, and he doesn't really know anything about the game, so that was pretty fun, but yeah. So, this is a unit tier list. We're just going to talk about how good the units are. I don't care what the characters are. And let's just get started. So we have, first up we have Eliwood, and unfortunately we won't get to start very high, because Eliwood is a bad unit. He's sword locked, and being sword locked in this game, it's not good because it's you want to have 1 to 2 range so you can tank the enemies on the enemy phase. And I guess he's also low movement, he's not mounted, and yeah, so, and you know, like I said, it's enemy phase, so what that means is the enemies are not as strong, so you want to have units that can tank them, and if Eliwood can only be attacking in 1 range on that turn, it's not going to work. And also if he dies, well, that's just it, and it's a lot easier for someone to die when they're not as strong, they don't have as good stats, and it's kind of what he has. He has trouble killing, and He does get good when he remotes, but oh well. And I guess one thing I should also mention is there's no specific mode I'm tying this to, it's just kind of general. The usefulness doesn't really change much between them, but obviously we have to include Hector mode at least because we have some Hector mode characters, but yeah. Eliwood, just looking at it either from Eliwood mode or Hector mode, it doesn't matter. We are not going to be caring about Lynn mode though. It doesn't matter what happens in Lynn's story. Oh. Okay. Hopefully this is going well, you guys can follow along. Next we have Marcus. I think I should move the not too good tier up. 1 sec. There we go. Yeah, this is where Eliwood is supposed to go. Okay. Oopsies. And Marcus is a great unit, and he's the best unit in the game. Nobody else is going to top him. Marcus is available to you from the start of the game, basically. Yeah, just the start of the game. He has full control of the weapon triangle. He has amazing base stats. He can deal with any enemy at the start, and if he uses him consistently, he'll be able to deal with any enemy throughout the entire game. He's mounted, so he can carry units around, and also has extra movement. Yeah, there's just not really any bad stuff about Marcus. Some people say you don't want to use the units like him. Because then you'll fall into a trap of not giving you other units XP, but frankly, if you have Marcus, no one else, you don't really need anyone else. I just had Marcus do a clutch play in my Ironman in the latest episode, as of right now. So it was in 18, and he got I don't want to spoil it, but I guess I will. Spoiler: he got the Brave Axe, and he used it to kill the boss because I was going to charge that. So. Yeah, Marcus really saved my life there, and he saved my life a lot of times. Marcus, great unit, best in the game. But then we have Rebecca, and Rebecca's pretty similar to Eliwood. The one good thing about Rebecca is that she can promote earlier than Eliwood can, but the bad thing is she has bows, and she doesn't deal any damage, and she dies really easily. And like I said before, it's an enemy phase game, so it's not really what you want. Yeah, but I would say Rebecca's not in the bad tier though, just because like I don't really know. She probably could be there, but I don't want to put her there. I don't think I should. Okay, Lowen. I think Lowen's good enough to go into great tier. In all honesty, Marcus is a tier above everyone else, but I don't want to have one person in the tier, so we'll have Lowen there too. He's basically a Marcus that you need to work for to get going. And I mean, obviously having someone like that at the start's better, but if you can get him along the way, and he's not bad at the start either, by no means. So yeah, Lowen, definitely a great unit. I would recommend using him. Dorcas is not too good. I would say probably better than Rebecca, but not Elwood, because at least Elwood has a good promotion. He is axe locked, which isn't awful, but he doesn't really make hits very well, and he doesn't really double. Even with slow enemies, he doesn't really double, and you know, when he promotes, he gets bows, which isn't really anything good. So yeah, nothing really good about Dorcas, even though I do kind of like him. And then I think Bartra will put him bad just because I think Dorcas does things better than he does. I'm not really sure why. I've never really used Bartra, but I don't think he's a very popular man to see action. So yeah, we'll just put him in the bad tier. I'm not too experienced with him, but I've never really seen anything good. Just seems to me like he's a worse off Dorcas. Hector, where do we put Hector? I would say either good or decent. Maybe it'll probably end up in the bottom of the good tier. Hector's good, it's stat-wise, and he's axe lock, which isn't bad, but unlike Dorcas, he actually is able to do stuff. He has his wolf beal, which deals effective damage, and that's all pretty good. He just has the problem of arm movement and a later promotion than the other people. So yeah, we'll put Hector in the good tier. And Oswin is basically a better version. Oswin can promote super early, and he has lances, which are probably better than axes. Because they're more, accurate. They don't deal as much damage, but it's not too huge a concern. But yeah, Oswin basically a better version of Hector, but once again, he can't be any higher just because he doesn't have the movement stat, and that's pretty important. So, but yeah, they're both pretty good. Next up is Matthew. I'm not sure. I would say, I guess decent maybe. The reason he's not, well, he's not good at combat, that's for sure. But that's not what he's used for. He's used for stealing stuff, and early on in the game, there's definitely some stuff you want to steal. It's not too important, and you could probably miss out on it and be fine, but it's stuff that you want to get. The problem I found with Matthew is sometimes if you're playing on one of the harder modes, like Elwood hard or Hector hard, he's not going to be able to be fast enough to steal stuff from the enemy. I remember that happened to me, and I was just like, oh. That's not good. So, yeah, Matthew, if he's not really seeing combat, which he shouldn't be, that does kind of become a problem. But, having a thief, decent enough, so we'll leave him there. Sarah's a healer. Not sure where she should go. Maybe, I guess decent. I think she's probably better than I would. She's a healer, but you do get another healer pretty quickly, so... she gets outclassed in a bit, but there are a few chapters when it's just her, you just need to rely on her. And after she promotes, you can still get the nice combat, and she's around longer. So, she can go to decent tier, I feel. Guy, I think that's how you say it, I'm not certain, but I'm pretty sure. Maybe behind Dorcas. At least Dorcas has the range. Yeah, Guy just doesn't really bring anything. If you want to use Guy, you might as well just use Elwood. He doesn't have the crit stat, but he probably just needs more damage, and you're probably gonna get more Elwood anyways. But all the problems Elwood has applies to Guy, so yeah. It's a Swordmaster that can't really do much because Swordmaster's not a very good class. Next is Urk. I'm not sure about Urk. I think he can go into the decent tier. Urk's not a guy I really ever use, but he has magic, so that's pretty good. And you do fight a lot of the monks. It might be higher, but I think decent's enough for now. I think Hector's probably better, just good in terms of taking hits. Priscilla's definitely good. She's a mounted healer, so she does outclass Sarah in that regard. She just joins a little later, which because of that joining time, she'll go. She won't go into the great tier, but yeah, Priscilla, definitely very good. You should use her. Next up is Lynn. There's nothing to say about Lynn. Oh my gosh, she's so bad. She does not have the stats to do anything. She almost dies to axe users even. Her promotion's kinda late. It's just, it's a mess trying to use him, but you know, I have heard that if you get her to work, then she'll be good, but that's not really a good way to base a tier list off of, so we'll have to put Lynn in the bad tier, even though I do kind of like her. She's funny. But yeah, Lynn's a bad unit. Farina though, Farina's not bad. Actually, we'll put her at the top of good. She's a flyer. What more can you ask for? Being a mounted unit in this game is definitely really good. And when you have decent magical roll defense, the resistance stat, that's pretty good as well. So Farina, you can go there and you join early. So yeah, good job. You just need some training to get the stats, and if you have that, you'd probably be in the great tier, but you don't, so I can't put you there. Okay. Kent and Sane. They basically do the same things. I'll probably put them right here. They're not as strong stat-wise as Osman and Hector, but they have a movement, and that really puts them ahead of them. It's just they're two decent enough cavalry units who kind of start under-leveled, but they can definitely get working for you, and you definitely get them working well. And I don't know what I'm saying right now. But yeah, they're definitely useful enough to where I'd put them in the good tier. So there you go. Lucius. I mean, Lucius just seems similar to Urk, but he joins later, so I think that's a decent spot. I think. I don't know. I've used Lucius before, but he's never been like super helpful. But yeah, I definitely like having him around. So I think that's fair. Just looking at things that are going. Yeah. Okay. Raven. Raven, I was thinking a bit about where to put. Oh, okay. Actually, before we get to Raven, I remember one thing. So you may have noticed we don't have someone on this list, and that guy's name is Will. I don't think Will is on this tier list at all. I looked through everyone and he just wasn't here. So yeah, there's no Will, but I think pretend this is Will. This is where he would be. He would be at the very bottom. He'd be the absolute worst unit in the game because Will is so bad. So yeah, pretend this is Will. He's an archer. He's just worse. He's just a worse Rebecca. Will is very bad. Okay. Now we'll get to Raven. And I think Raven's great. What you're really lacking at the start is a strong combat unit, and Raven is really good at that. He has swords. He is sword locked at the start, but then he promotes to axes pretty quickly. But he does have the base stats to make up for stuff. So I think Raven is probably a great unit. He's only good for damage dealing, but you don't have many options of damage dealing besides Marcus and like Hector and Oswin. And Hector and Oswin don't have the same movement as Raven. So I think Raven's... I think it's safe to put him in the great tier, I would say. Kanas. What do we do with Kanas? Probably right here. I think Kanas is more useful than the other magic users because he's the only one that has dark magic, and dark magic is good against the regular, the anima stuff. And you see a lot of regular anima stuff, so you want to have a dark magic user like him. He promotes into stats. He has good base stats. When he promotes, he gets good stats, I guess. Kanas, pretty good unit. Dart. What do we do with Dart? Maybe right here. Actually, probably behind Dorcas. I think at this point, Dorcas would probably be better off than Dart would be if you used him regularly. Dart is just like an axe user who doesn't really ever hit. He's strong, but he just doesn't hit enough for him to be useful. And also, there's the fact that his promotion's kind of hard to get. You have to. There's only one way. There's only one item, and you gotta make sure you don't miss it. So don't miss that item if you're using Dart. He's not awful or anything, but I don't really think he's too good. I've never really used him, so I don't know for sure. But yeah, I think not too good. Decent spot for him. Okay, and next up we got my girl Fiora. So I know I'm a little biased towards her, but I do think it's fair to put her in the great tier. Maybe at the bottom of the great tier. Above Farina. You know, maybe Farina's better, but... And Farina does have the availability, but it's only like 2 chapters, I think. Actually, I guess it would be 3. Oh wait, no, it's 4. Okay, yeah, technically, it's actually 4 chapters, which is a lot, but... Fiora does join the better stats, she's be closer to promotion, and she's still a flying unit, and she can be able to deal damage, so... yeah, having a mount in this game, like I said, very good, so Fiora, you're great. Now, if you're playing on Lynn mode and you have Farina, she would be a lot higher. She might be right behind Marcus, but we're not talking about Lynn mode. So if you're playing Lynn mode, just kind of ignore some things here. But yeah, Fiora above Farina, but make the case in the comments for this because I'm not too sure. And you know, maybe I just put Fiora up here because I like her more. But if I liked her a lot, then she would have been number 1. So I'm not too blind. Next up is Lego, and I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. If you say Guy, like Guy, I think it makes sense to say Lego, like Lego, but you know, what do I know? He's better form with Matthew, and he comes along at a time we need him more. It's just Matthew, but better. Does not have the availability, but you get better items from the point when you get him. So yeah, Lego, definitely above Matthew. Does not really need to see combat, but he can take a few hits. Actually, I might move him up 1 more. Yeah. The more I think about it, Lego is actually pretty good. Yeah, so get him on your team. Next up, Nino and Nils. Technically, you don't have them at the same time, but they do the same thing, and one of them just replaces the other. So we'll just keep them together. And they're definitely going in the great tier because they're dancers. Maybe here. Why is my... I don't know how to stop this. Maybe above Raven. Nah, we'll keep it like this. We'll keep it like this. Yeah, Nini Nils dancers, they provide another action to a unit, and that's super helpful. I don't really want to go into that much detail because I think everyone should probably know about it. Okay, I don't know how to stop. It's just I'll highlight this here, and then we won't see it anymore. There, okay. Now we don't see any of it. What was I saying? Yeah, if you know how to use a dancer, you would agree that they're high. But yeah, go look into ideas on how dancers are used, and you'll definitely get an understanding. If you don't know, just go check it out. The dancers are super good. They're super strong. They're the only ones in this game. They get a spot in the great tier. Isadora. This is when units start joining a little late, so they can't be too high at this point. She's a Cav, and I guess maybe here. I don't really know much about her, but seems like a good spot. Heath, I think, is a little better. I would say, yeah, probably better than Ken is saying because he does not join with that bad stats. He has good growth, and he flies, which is better than them. So Heath, really good. Make sure you use Heath. You want to get him and promote him. Can become super strong. I've got to say, I love Heath. And then there's Wrath. Wrath joins the same chapter as Heath does and Isadora. Maybe he'll go down here. It's just the only problem with Wrath is he's a bone unit, of course, which is a lot harder to work around. But he's better than Rebecca or, I guess, Will. This isn't Will, but Farina is. But he's better because he has the mount, and he promotes and he can get the sword, which, you know, we stuck with the 2 worst weapons of the game. But at least he has 2 weapons. You can't get too mad at him. Hawkeye. Hawkeye's pretty simple. He's just a busted pre-promote. Unlike your other axe users besides Hector, he can hit stuff. And he hits stuff hard, and he crits stuff hard. Hawkeye, very good. I love Hawkeye. Hawkeye is a very good unit, and once you get him, this is where you start getting broken pre-promotes. So, yeah, big fan of Hawkeye. Next we have Geets and Wallace. Wallace is just awful. Yeah, we'll put him below then. He deserves it. But above Will, because Will's even worse. He's an arm unit who's just sucks. He has no movement. He can take hits, I guess, but I mean, you're joining at the point where basically everyone's stats are probably going to be well enough, and if he doesn't have the movement, there's nothing you can do. So yeah, not really any point to using Wallace at all. Sorry. Geats though, Geats is okay. I've used Geats before. I don't really remember much about him, but we'll put him here. I don't know. We'll put him there. Farina, a flying unit, pretty good. You know what? We'll put her there. She's flying, so that's pretty good. And she doesn't join promoted, so you can promote her with that. Of course, you need to use the item, but it's okay because I think Farina's pretty good. The biggest problem with her, I guess, is the money you need, but it's not that big a deal, I don't think. Okay, next is Pence. Where do we put Pence is a big question. Pence would be maybe not number 1, but he would be number 2 if he did not have the availability issue. We'll put Pence up right below Farina. Pence is so good. He is so strong. He has the access to the anima magic, which you do have Urk, but I mean it's just Pence better because he has like better stats. He also comes with healing built in, and he just wrecks everything. Once you get Pent, your game is going to be looking a lot nicer from there on out. Fortunately, his wife is not as good, but she's still pre-promote, so we'll give her some props for that. It's just, this game's not built for her this game's not built for units like her. So we'll put Louise in the decent tier right at the bottom. I think that's a decent spot. And then there's Harkin. Harkin's definitely good. Where should he go? I think below Hawkeye. I'm going to move Hawkeye up one more. Yeah, okay. Harkin's pretty good. He joins same class as Raven would be when promoted, and he comes with, I think, the Brave Sword. You don't have to keep the Brave Sword on him, but he could use it pretty well. And yeah, just a pretty reliable unit to get stuff done. Corel, though, is pretty bad. He gets props for being a pre-promote, but he's just not good. He's a Sword Master, and it's not the game you want to be a Sword Master in. I'll leave Eloit above him, but I guess we'll put Corel. Next up is Nino. This is going. We're almost done. Nice. Nino. I don't know. Yeah, I think Nino's the worst in the game. In all honesty. Actually, no. We'll just have Will or Merlinus. It looks like Merlinus, but it's actually Will. Trust me. What to say about Nino? She joined super late with bad stats, so it's just not gonna work out. I don't really want to go into all the details about why you can't be a good unit if you join the way she does, but yeah, it's just this is not good. Jafar's pretty good though. Jafar's definitely a decent unit. I'm not paying too much attention to where I put these now. That's okay though. Jafar can kill stuff reliably. He can't really steal. I think he can open chests. But yeah, he's pretty good at killing. It's just he joins super late and he's sword locked, so not really too many good places to put him. Vida is also pretty decent. She has good stats. She just joins too late to be super useful. But yeah, Vida, when together, good enough unit. Carla is another unit that's definitely very bad. Maybe above Nino. I don't really know. Actually, yeah, maybe below Nino. I never used Carla, and it's not that I try to avoid her, but I do, and she's bad, so like, that's just what happens. Carla sucks so much. She requires investment from Bartra, of all people, and then once you get her, I don't think she's very strong, and she's sword locked. It's just, and you get her right at the end. Like, there's only like 3 chapters afterwards. She's so bad. She's so bad. Bruno. I think that's the name, right? I don't really remember too much about him. I guess he'll go above Eloit, because if you need him at that point, then there's that, but if you have other units, there's not really any point. It's just another staff bot, which is okay, but no, can't really go that high. And finally, we have Athos. He's available for one chapter, so he can't go super high. But when you get him, he's super good. He can solo basically the entire thing. And we'll put him right there, just below Pent, because Pent is around longer, does the same thing roughly. But yeah, Athos will go right there. So that's my tier list. I guess, you know, I sort of rushed through these a little. But that's okay. I don't want to make this video too long. So we took our time just a little bit. But this is what it looks like. If you disagree with anything, please let me know in the comments. And also, right here you see sub to Klauz. Make sure you sub to Klauz because I want to hit 250 subscribers by the fall. I need your help, man. I need you guys' help. You watching this video right now, if you made it this far, make sure you sub. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I don't know what game I'm gonna do next. I do hope to cover all the games at some point. But yeah, I'm not really sure what it would be next. And also, make sure you go check out my Fe7 Ironman. I've been playing through it, having fun. Videos come out every Tuesday and Thursday, so look forward to those. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Make sure you remember who the best is, that being Fiora. Fiora's the best. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.